Glad to be back after a beautiful Thanksgiving break, but we're back. We're better than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me welcome the one, the only baby, Jaden. Help me welcome the one, the only baby, Jaden Phelps.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm glad to be back. How was y'all Thanksgiving? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Now let's get into the show. So let me just say my Thanksgiving was great. You know, what did I do? I mainly was here all day. I was helping out. You know, some people from the church, my grandma, I was just helping them out. A lot of people came and ate from the community, and I'm glad about that. So, yeah, I'm glad to be, you know, helping the community. So, our first topic is, you know, Trump is pardoning the rioters on January 6th. And what's my opinion about that? I feel that, well, I'm not surprised about this because, you know, that was the riot that he incited. So of course the rioters, of course they're, you know, not gonna go, they're not gonna be jailed, you know, they're gonna go free. But like, people say like, oh, nothing too serious happened, you know, but like, a person died, 2 or 3 people died, so that is serious, you know. So I honestly feel like every single rioter should be jailed and should be given serious jail time for, you know, and that was a crime.
It was a big crime. It was crazy. They climbed in buildings and broke in. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and I'll just say this and move on to the next topic. If it was like, you know, a different color, like, you know, I'll just say if it was anybody else, it would have been a whole different story. So.
A different group, you know. We at Jaden Corner, we love all races of the rainbow.
Yes. All right, so our next topic is United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson being killed. So I'll just read off of ABC. It says that Luigi, I won't read his last name because I don't know it, is in custody in Pennsylvania as a person of interest in connection with the brazen Midtown Manhattan murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last week. And he's 26 years old from Maryland. He was arrested by the police in Pennsylvania on unrelated gun charges. So when it came out that the healthcare CEO was, you know, murdered in Manhattan, you know, my first thought was like, this has to be a hit because people, you know, the news reporter was saying, you know, the guy had a silencer and then he ran away on a city bike. So I don't know where a regular, you know, person just gets a silencer from in New York City, and then they just, you know, run off on a city bike. So, but for him to have a silencer is like crazy. I've only seen that in like, you know, John Wick movies, Equalizer movies. So.
Well, if you've seen the video, it was very interesting. First of all, the guy was just walking casually, like, you're a CEO in New York City, have a little security, and the guy just comes and, you know, it was a crazy scene, you know. It was definitely from a movie scene, you know. I was speaking to your first guest, and Dara, she was telling me that it was definitely like something out of a movie, you know. So yeah, you gotta just watch your surroundings, you know.
Yeah, that goes to show you that, like, no matter how much money you have, you gotta always, like, just be aware, like you say, of your surroundings, you know, and just live a good life. Yeah, so we have actually 2 guests for this episode. So our first guest is my sister Indira. Everybody, welcome back. Hey, good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, I know. It's been a minute, so.
We just saw each other last night.
Ooh,
Okay, whatever. So, oh yeah, I hear that you've been, searching for colleges. How's that going?
Good. Well, as you know, we just visited a school in Buffalo,
Yes.
and I really like it, so I might go there.
Oh, that's exciting.
So fake, so fake.
Oh, I real quick, I just missed this, guys. Seeing you guys do what y'all do. So yeah, Indira, it is good to have you back. We definitely missed you. You was the peanut butter, and Jaden was the jelly. So it's good to have you back.
Thank you.
Even though, you know which school I want you to go to. But whatever, that's not important.
What school
So,
is that?
Ooh.
Howard.
Oh,
That's an exclusive here on Jaden's Corner. Jaden wants his sister to go to Howard University.
Yeah.
Wow. She's smart enough. She can do
Yeah.
it.
Or just a school that's not, so cold. But whatever.
it's not always good.
That's majority cold. No. So, I have a couple questions here for you. The first question is, do you feel the Christmas spirit this season?
Not really. Not really. I feel like every year as you get older, I don't know. It's Christmas changes, but I think I will be excited when it gets closer to Christmas Day, because right now it's still early December.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting there. How about you?
Yeah, I feel the same just regarding like when you get older, Christmas changes. Like when I was younger, I used to love like, waking up at, 7, 8 a.m., running to the Christmas tree for my presents. But now it's like, I don't care if the Christmas tree is, is home or not. I just want presents or gifts, So, but, some people in my family still like to put, the tree, in our living room. So, yeah, but do I feel the Christmas spirit? I mean, do I feel it? I feel it a little bit, like, especially when, like, Mariah Carey music plays or any other type of Christmas music plays on the radio. I feel it, but, other than that, not really.
Well, speaking of Mariah Carey, that's the next question.
Yeah. Yeah, that leads us to the next question, which is, do you feel Mariah Carey is the queen of Christmas?
Yes, I do, because I feel like every time you hear that song that Derek just played, you instantly think of Christmas. So I feel like she's always gonna be the queen and always make money during this time. So
Oh, yeah.
good for her.
Yeah,
Get
I
that.
agree. Like if when people think of Christmas, they just automatically go to Mariah Carey because she has like all the famous songs. Like All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's like the #1 song for Christmas ever. So. And actually, it's her 30th, anniversary of the song. So that just goes to show you that her song gets played like everywhere. And I'm sure she makes a lot of money just with this one song. So yeah. And actually, I think like once November 1st hits, it's just her music, on every single radio station just because of, Christmas music. So yeah, and the next and final question for you is, what was the worst gift you ever got?
I'll probably say something like socks or like clothes I didn't really like, just because well, our mom is in the audience, so it's like a little weird to talk about.
It's gonna be awkward.
But yeah, I would say as a kid, probably getting socks or like pajamas, just because, when you're a kid, you want like a doll or like a toy. So getting socks is like, it's not really that stimulating, but But socks is still a nice gift, you know, especially during this time where it's cold. It can always come in handy.
Yeah, I would say too, like, you know, I can't even think of a gift, the worst gift I got. But I would say just, you know, like you said, just socks, just, you know, regular stuff. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, but, you know,
Right.
it's just that, you know, as a kid, you know, you want toys and everything. But
Also, do you have a favorite gift?
that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. I would say like my favorite gift from as a kid was definitely like, you know, the drum set for sure that my uncle got me. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. When my uncle got me like, you know, a junior drum set, you know, and as a kid I was interested in music, right? So I wanted a drum set, so that's what he got me, so yeah.
Do you still have that drum set? Do you still play it?
No, I don't play it, and do I still have it? It's probably in the storage somewhere. So yeah, it's somewhere. I just need to find it.
Well, you find it one day. You bring it on Jaden's Corner. I think your viewers would love to see you hit it and, you know, do what you do.
Yeah. How about you?
Probably when I got an American Girl doll. That's one of my favorite gifts.
Yeah, you still have it, right?
Yeah, because everyone in my family's telling me to keep it so I can make money off of it in like a few decades.
Well, they're not wrong, especially the brother. But,
Oh my god.
well, yeah, it's good to have you on. And it's good to see you again. Can't wait for the next time you come on Jaden's Corner. So now we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Jaden's Corner. We have another special guest with us. He's the youth president of Lottie B. Heath Youth Young and Young Adult Ministry. May I please welcome to the stage Justin Brewington.
What's up, man?
So how you doing?
Doing good, all things considered. Really.
That's good. I'm glad to have you here.
Thanks for inviting me here. It's an honor.
No problem. But I'm just really glad you're here, and I'm just ready to get into the the questions I have for you.
Okay, shoot.
Great. So, the first question. So what are your goals for well, first of all, for the youth and young adult president? What is your goals for that? And then also, what is your goals for the youth and young adult ministry?
Right now, my main goal is to bring it back to what it once was and more. Because as far as 2020 was concerned, because of COVID, a lot of churches and a lot of places closed down, a lot of pastors died, and a lot of churches are basically left without leadership, and they've just basically drifted off. And some people don't even know that UMBA is actually still back and in session. So my main focus right now is communication and relationship as far as building where we need to, where I know we can be and better. So I've already started putting in plans different places, like I've been hosting youth and young adult nights, my lock-ins. We're also going to start little competitions. We're going to start doing a little more platform services, just to get the youth more engaged in activities, even like fun things during the summer. You can look forward to those, like little just exercise class, job fairs, a whole bunch of other things, just so they can get back to being who they are in God and in Christ, because they need a place to be all that and more. So I'm trying to provide that place for them once again.
That's pretty great. So that's your goals for like the president, right?
They're being the president, yes.
And as far as like the youth and young adult ministry, like, so what do you, so basically, what's your vision for the future for the ministry?
I want this ministry to be something that people look forward to and look up to. So anytime somebody sees Lottie B. Heath Youth and Young Adult Ministry attached to a flyer, they get excited because they're like, oh, we know what's coming. They're embracing their fact that, oh, we're going to do something for ourselves because this is what we need. This is our place to be us. And that's what I want to happen basically in the future. And not even in the future, I'm going to speak it into existence right now. This is something that I want to happen right now. Time somebody sees something, you can know later they're like, oh, we got to go because we need to get something from this place because we know what to expect. And if we don't know what to expect, we can invite our friends to that and they can know like, oh, come to this place. It's like there's more than just, you're not going to be bored. And that's something that I don't do. I don't do boredom. I like to have fun in whatever I do, God and otherwise. So I try to bring that same energy into everything that I do, and that includes a lot of youth and young adult ministry.
Very good. So it seems like you're very passionate about this.
Yeah.
And you're very driven to see it succeed, even after you leave and leave it to somebody else.
That is technically the plan, to have a foundation for the next president to come in and be like, okay, he laid something down, let me follow his blueprint and build upon it at the end of the day. Like, I'm not just gonna be here and just leave and be like, I want to basically accomplish something, but also make sure that whoever steps in after me isn't too overwhelmed with everything that they got to do. So, yeah.
Great point. Really. So, my next question to you is, what are your hobbies like? What do you like to do?
What I like to do, I like to game, so I'm a very big gamer. I like computers, I like coding, that's what I'm into right now, coding and cybersecurity. So that's what I'm basically focused on right now. I love computers, I love doing a lot with computers when it comes to programming, like messing with, trying to work on doing an own app, like I'm trying to see if I can work with my church, because we have our own app, and hopefully in the future, United can have the same thing. So they're gonna have an app, so everybody doesn't have to be reliant on a website, because you have to build for the future, and you don't wanna get left behind, because if you get left behind, you're missing out on a whole entire generation that's still moving forward. So hopefully sometime in the future, when I develop my skills a little bit further, I can probably talk to the moderator and see if we can also develop our own United app so people aren't just left out. But yeah, it's basically like coding and gaming, and I like to eat as well. I'm a big foodie, so if you know any new restaurants and places, I love to go out and travel to these places, and I love eating. The food is my heart.
Really good, because I like to eat too. So now the next question. So now we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. So I got Justin here with me, and I got one last quick question for you specifically. What do you see yourself in the next 5 years regarding youth ministry or just life in general?
Within the next 5 years, we'll first talk about the youth ministry. I'll touch on both. Within the next 5 years, I want to have laid a solid foundation within UMBA, because one of the things that I want to start doing is delving into both mental health and financial literacy. So starting hopefully in 2025, every few months, I'm going to have a mental health seminar. So that's something I'm working on, and a financial literacy workshop. So those are two things that I am trying to actively do right now. As far as more UMBA activities, I like to say I want them to explore what it means to have a personal relationship with God on their terms. That's why I want to have these platform services and just youth events in general, like even having just a youth night where it's nothing but like concerts, fun, games, but we're still having a message behind everything, a theme behind everything, so people know exactly that we can have fun and we can play these games, but at the end of the day, we're coming here with a purpose. And this purpose is to build a relationship, not with just each other, but with God, and to better know ourselves at the end of the day. Because there's a lot of people lost out here, and because they don't know themselves, they'll believe what anybody else tells them to, and I don't want that to happen. That's how people get lost, especially our youth. As far as me in general, I hope, like I said, I'm gonna manifest it. I'm going to be working a remote job, because a lot of computer jobs I could be working from home, thank the Lord. And I'm going to be programming for either Google or a security company, whichever one comes first. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. And at least what I can say about the first thing you mentioned with the mental health, with the youth, I went to a mental health workshop in Amba, and it was, primarily older folk, and this year, and when I went to it, and I went to it all 3 nights, and, at the end of it, they were just basically like, I healed from this workshop because of what the teacher was talking about. I healed from my trauma when I was younger. So I just feel like, if you take that to the youth, they probably will heal from something, or they might just learn something and pass it on,
And that is the goal, and because I want to introduce it to the youth, I want to say because they're still developing, they're more open to receiving what's being told and educated to them as far as an older mind, where some people it's like, you're like 50, 60, 70, and they're basically kind of already set and stuck in their ways. So it's like I want to catch them while they're still developing and trying to grow, because they don't need to be growing improperly and thinking that they can't trust nobody, they don't know anybody out here besides themselves, and they barely even trust themselves to do anything properly. So I don't want that to happen. That's why I feel like mental health is a very important thing to talk about, because you're going to have to handle your anxiety by yourself, your depression by yourself, your suicidal thoughts by yourself. You shouldn't be alone with your thoughts like that. There are people out there that can help you, and I want them to know that.
Definitely. And I'm sure you will get them to know that. Minister, President Justin,
Lord.
President Brewington. So now I'm gonna bring back to the stage my sister. So as she comes, let's clap it up for her. Okay, it is very good to see you. It is good to see you, Indira. And, it's been a minute since I last seen you, you look different.
It's been like 5 minutes.
I don't know. I think it's been a hour, I don't know. But yes, it's been good to see you too. So,
You too, Jaden.
anyway.
You just shoot.
While they get it together. Okay, I'll ask this very quick question. Why'd you get into architecture?
I feel like I've always been a very creative person. I've always loved being visual, and art class has always been a safe space for me in school. So I feel like that aligns a lot with architecture, and I think there's a lot to be done with architecture, and yeah, it's a really exciting space. So that's like part of the reason.
That's pretty cool. And speaking of school, since you're going to school next year, I have a question for you guys both. As 2024 is closing, what is your goals for next year? So your ladies first, so you can answer, and then you have Justin answer.
Well, just some of my goals. I'm graduating next year, so that's what I'm really excited for.
Congratulations.
We're gonna
miss you,
Thank
girl.
you.
Do you have any top colleges you're going to? And you're deciding?
I'm still figuring that out, but I'll know in a few months. And I'm sure everyone else will know in a few months too. Yeah,
I'm sure.
mainly graduating, just preparing for college. yeah, that's really it so far. Oh, I want to also get a paid internship over the summer, so we do that.
Very good goal. Happy for you. Now, what's your goals?
As far as UMBA is concerned, I want to meet with the new moderator once again because we already had our first meeting to discuss everything and it went really well. But she wants to work a lot more with the youth and young adults, so I'm happy about that. So moving forward into 2025, what I want is to focus on what I've been talking about that I want my theme to be. I want that relationship piece with God to be very focused on this year. So that's why I'm stressing the whole entire mental health, the financial literacy, I want them to build upon themselves. Even if it has to be broken down to be built up again, because some things do need to be broken down and built up again. It's a journey, and they don't have to walk this by themselves. That's really what I want to stress. So that's just something on my heart. I just want them to build a proper relationship with God themselves and with other people. So that way they know that even if it all looks like it's going bad, you still have somebody on your side that knows that he's the greatest at the end of the day, and that's who you serve. So you already know that regardless of whatever's going on in your life, he has the last say.
It seems like, in the future, you may, as a side job, you could be like a mental health advocate,
That's actually funny because I talked to a lot of people recently since I've come into being part of a lot of youth ministry. I've gotten calls from a lot of youth and young adults, and they have been talking to me. So some of them have come to me about like they've been depressed. Some of them have actually had suicidal thoughts, and I've had to stay on the phone with them for like 6, 7, 8 hours just to talk them down and make sure that they're okay. So it's like, if God leads me into that path, I'm not going to say no, but it's something that I've already been doing. So, yeah.
Very good. Now, let's see, what goals do I have for myself next year? I say like one main goal I really have for myself, somebody in the audience is looking at me weirdly, is just, as a musician, mainly since I call myself that musician, I would just see myself, playing organ, a lot more. I take lessons in New York, and, I'm growing a passion for organ more and more. It's not like I'm, decreasing my passion for drums less. It's just that, my passion for organ is, increasing daily. So I feel as though, probably like one service. Next year, I see myself playing organ for a service, no matter like what denomination it is, Baptist, Pentecostal, whatever. Let's see what else. What other goal I have? Get into cybersecurity more, save more money, and what other goal? I just say one more goal for myself personally, just have more patience with myself.
Man, come on.
And
Yes, Jesus.
okay, because I feel like I have patience with some things, but with other things I feel like I lack that,
Go ahead.
or I just forget. So yeah, I just feel like that's one thing I have to work on. So yeah.
I feel like we can all use a little bit more patience, because at the end of the day, patience is actually one of the fruits of the Spirit. And it's like, the more you eat of that fruit, the more it'll dwell inside of you. But you actually have to focus and remember who your patience is coming from. So when you're feeling like you're getting stressed out or you're going through situations, you got to remember sometimes you got to pray right then and there. You got to go just be like, God, help me because this person's getting on my very last nerves and I don't need it to break right now. Because if it breaks, I'm going to do something ungodly and I don't want to stray from you. So give me patience right now in this very moment and tell me and guide me on what to do here, because if I do what I want to do, if I do what Jaden wants to do, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Yeah, that's something I'll definitely keep in mind for next time in the future. Absolutely. So now we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. Thank you guys so much. Hi, welcome back. So I just want to say thank you, and Jared, thank you, Justin, for being a part of this episode. I really appreciate it. I really do. So, let's see. Tomorrow for my Hebrons, we have our Christmas party that we're gonna do from 1 to 3. So please come out, invite your youth, invite whoever you can. It's gonna be a fun time. And now this Sunday coming up is gonna be, we're gonna show a movie called Brewster's Millions. So make sure y'all come, and we're gonna have food. It's gonna be a great time as well.
Christmas.
Christmas.